The city is Kolkata and the student's name is Shri Kant Bhachari. He recently passed out his master's in microbiology and now he's looking for jobs. Now, I'm sure many of you will echo this sentiment what he's facing right now. Fresher, looking for a job, very less jobs, you don't have experience. So what should Shri Kant do? Now, Shri Kant's parents are poor. He had to take a loan to complete his education and now he has to pay back that EMI as well. Shri Kant is not alone. There are many Shri Kants in this country who face similar situations. And that is why today I'm here on this Biotecnika and Pharmaceutical platform to talk about the recent trend in the biotech industry which can easily absorb biotech freshers. Now, this is the only job where freshers are welcome. In fact, 65% of freshers get into this faster because this is a job which requires a lot of, it's an employment generator, massive scale, every company needs it and it is recession proof. So Shri Kant came to me and said, I want to get into this job. How should I go about it? So I said, okay, Shri Kant, for you and for all our subscribers, I'll make a video on a step-by-step guide on how to get into QA/QC in a biotech and a pharma company after your bachelor's or master's. Now, many of you might be B.Pharm or M.Pharm. After that also you can get into QA/QC. And of course, after your M.Sc microbiology or biotechnology or life science also, you can get into this particular segment. So this particular video I'm making for both the platforms, Biotecnika and Pharmaceutical. Please pick and choose whatever is appropriate for you, but I'm going to make a common video for both the platforms. Now, to start with, what exactly it means. Quality assurance. Now that's where everything gets stuck. They don't teach you QA/QC in your course, right? QA is process oriented. QA is focused on SOPs, documentation, compliance. While at the same time, QC is more lab oriented. QA ensures that the system prevents errors. A QA will always try to avoid the error while a QC will try to find the error, right? So QC is lab oriented, focused on testing, analysis and instrumentation. It ensures that the final product quality is as per the guidelines of the government and you get starter role, beginner roles in both. As a QA assistant or a QC analyst or a QC chemist or a QA executive or a documentation officer or a microbiologist. You get these kind of jobs in a QA/QC role. Now, having said that, what should be the educational foundation? You don't have to do anything extra. Just learn your microbiology or life science or biotechnology or B.Pharm or M.Pharm. B.Tech, M.Tech in biotech and life sciences can also apply. Now, freshers are widely hired here. The reason is because the requirement is huge. It's a process oriented and people can't live without QA/QC. The companies are so much forced for QA/QC by the government that they need to have it at every step. And that is why now having too many experienced people at that level will not make sense. The cost will go up. So they look for freshers who are well trained for QA/QC. Now, here is something you should know. How to acquire the exact industry skill for QA/QC. So for QA as a fresher, you will have to learn the good documentation practice, which is called as GDP. Then you have to understand the good manufacturing practices, good lab practices and GCP. Then you should also learn how to do SOP writing, how does change control work, deviation, CAPA basics and internal audit and compliance basics. So this is something which is non-negotiable for a QA as a fresher. Now they don't teach you this in the degree, but don't worry, I'll tell you where to learn this. Then coming to QC freshers. Now as a QC fresher, you have to do hands-on lab work, right? So you need to be good with the analytical chemistry side, which is HPLC, GC, UV visual spectrophotometry, FTIR, pH meter, autoclave, laminar flow. All of this you should learn. You need to be good in wet lab skills, media preparation and microbial testing, water analysis, calibration and validation basics, and data analysis is very important. Now, most of the QA QC candidates miss out on the data analysis. They feel that data analysis is not a part of the job, but unless you can analyze the data, you cannot realize whether am I doing it right or wrong. Process can give you a result, but knowing if the result is right or wrong can only happen if you know how to do data analysis. Now the question is, how do you learn all of this when academia is not teaching? Worry no more. Biotecnika is starting a 45 days QAQC program. Now what is that? We have this QAQC program where 12 of our experts, industry experts, are going to come together from 27th of November in the evening, 7 o'clock onwards, 45 days training, and then 1 month of data analysis projects. Now, this is not just a training, it is actually on-job training. So, you'll be working on industrial projects, you'll get hands-on training, you'll get a project, and you'll get placement assistance. Now, on the top of it, you also get a lot of exposure to industry-oriented projects, and there is a detailed brochure which is given in the comment section. You can go and download. We will be training you not just on the introduction of QAQC, but we'll train you on quality systems and concepts, documentation practices, sampling and specification techniques, and we will also train you on basics of instrumentation in the QC lab, analytical method validation, calibration, maintenance, microbiological quality control, good manufacturing practices, good lab practices, ISO standards overview, ICH guidelines, emerging regulatory trends, pharmaceutical industry trends, biotechnology industry specific modules, food and beverage industry specific modules, medical devices specific QA/QC modules, cosmetics and personal care specific modules, and clinical research and CRO, QMS and technology transfer specific modules. Now, apart from that, by the time you'll finish your 30th day into this course, we'll also train you on control charts interpretation, method validation, trend identification monitoring, predictive quality management, how to complete audits, CAPA and root cause analysis. Then you will be trained on 7 different QC tools and case studies, and then they will train you on the career scope, advancement, career requirements in QA/QC, and then starts your 1 month of projects. All the details of the project is given in the comment section. The link is there. You can check that out, and you can also chat with me and our team through the WhatsApp link, which is given in the comment section. Now, coming back to the video, this is about how do you get the training, but is the training enough? No. After the training, you need certification, and that is where we come into picture. Certification is very, very important. As Biotecnika, we are synonymous with best-in-class learning in clinical excellence, innovative biomedical research, and our goal is to drive transformational impact for individuals and teams who are seeking to expand their knowledge. At this juncture, we are training so many bio-IT companies, employees now into biotech. And you can also take advantage of this, and you can also learn QA/QC with Biotecnika's team. Now, one important thing you have to learn while we're looking at QA/QC is it's not only about theory. You have to learn the documentation practices, so you have to actually do it, right? So these projects which we have, it will make you do it. Your project investigator will supervise you. You will make mistakes, and that is the best way of learning, and that is where you will understand how exactly a real-world QA/QC data analysis works. Now, once you've done this project, this real-world experience will help you get into pharma companies, food testing labs, contract research labs, diagnostic labs, biotech startups, and academic research companies. Now, you have to know where to apply. Now, the number one company which is obviously hiring QA/QC is Dr. Reddy's, Biocon, Cipla, Sun Pharma, Syngene, IQVIA, Jubilant Life Sciences. In the food and dairy companies, we have Amul, ITC, Nestle, Britannia, FSSI approved labs which is hiring food and dairy candidates. Biotech and CRO companies such as Strand Life Sciences, MedGenome, Thermo Fisher, Syngene, and Aragen is hiring. In cosmetics and FMCG, we have Hindustan Unilever, P&G, Himalayas, Patanjali and Dabur, which is hiring. Then diagnostic labs such as Metropolis, Newburgh and SRL Ranbaxy is hiring massively for QA, QC professionals and microbiologists. Now the question is how to answer the fresher experience, because they will ask you, you are a fresher, why should I give you a job, right? So you have to know how exactly to handle this question. It is not that if you are a fresher, you are disqualified for the job. You have to know this, that they just want a satisfactory answer to their question, which they can go and tell their manager, right? So when they will ask you this question, all you have to say is, during my internship at Biotecnika or during my training at Biotecnika, I gained exposure on XYZ techniques and I have hands-on experience on ABC skill set, and I'm confident to perform entry-level QA/QC responsibilities from day one, so I don't need training. Now, when you reply like this, they are going to take you positively. They are going to definitely give you a job. Especially when you have done a project with us, the chances of getting a job is very, very high. Now, there will be some common questions which you should learn. For example, they will ask in QA interviews that what is deviation, difference between error and a defect, what is CAPA, what is change control, what is GDP. They'll ask you the principles of analytical chemistry techniques like HPLC. How do you sterilize a media? They will ask you why blank is used in UV. Microbial limit test basics they will ask you. They'll ask you the validity of analytical results. They'll ask you how do you do data analysis, how do you find errors in data analysis, how do you clean the data, how do you remove the noise from the data. All of that questions will come your way. Now, one important thing once you have taken the training is you have to start applying routinely every day. Keep applying every day as long as you don't get it. See, you have to get right only once out of the 1,000 times you apply. So for the next 365 days, you have to keep applying unless you get there. Now, remember, consistency beats smartness, and that is where you have to keep trying. Now, next thing would be salary expectation. So a QC fresher starts at 18,000 in smaller companies and 28,000 in bigger companies. In QA, the freshers will be offered a job in smaller companies at 20,000 rupees, and a higher salary will be at around 30,000 rupees. The companies which are in metro cities will obviously hire you a little higher, like 35 or 40,000. And but of course the cost of living will be higher there. Now, within 2 to 3 years of experience, your salary jumps from 6 to 10 lakhs per annum, and that is where the QC professional really earns. So your career growth pathway will be like this. You will start as a QC, then a senior QC, then a QC team lead, then a QC manager, then a quality head. And then for QA, you'll start as a QA, then QA executive, senior QA, QA manager, regulatory affairs or compliance head. And all you have to do is you have to also side by side do upskilling for regulatory affairs, validation, HPLC, GCL, CMS and quality systems. Now, this is all about the entire step-by-step process of becoming a QA, QC professional. If you want to learn more about it, there's a link in the description. Please click. You can chat with us on WhatsApp, understand the roles and responsibilities, and then take the training. The training is starting from 27th of November 2025, and this particular training is last training of this year actually, and it will be every day in the evening, and 12 experts will train you, 12 PhD scientists will train you, and there will be a 1-month project after that which will be online. Entire course is online, and once you have learned it, we will be able to help you get placed in these companies. Just last month, 79 students I saw who got placed in QA/QC, and there are many others who are going to get placed. So do not delay. Learn QA/QC today if you have interest, but remember, don't learn just because I said. Learn because you have interest, you have passion, you want to get a job, and you are in a hurry, you don't want to go for a PhD. Then only go here. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. See you soon in the next one. Till then, keep shining. Take care. Bye-bye.